which means we put high on the agenda of getting rid of the IRS and repealing the six-figure. Put the responsibility on us. We're to take care of ourselves. We're to depend on self-reliance. We're supposed to help our fellow man and take care of our families and take care of ourselves. And the magnificent part about this is what produces the greatest prosperity ever known to man. Just let people alone. Get the government off our back. I have to admit, campaigning is a tough job. It's hard work. There's a lot of traveling and a lot of downside to it. The uplifting side is to meet people like you. But you know, the truth is, being president would probably be a lot easier. Because I don't want to run your lives, and I don't want to run the economy, and I don't want to run the world. Freedom, which is that of tolerance, allowing people to live their own lives as they choose and allowing everybody to spend their own money and nobody's judgmental and we just leave people alone. In contrast to socialism and welfareism, the government takes everything from us and then they take it to Washington, and then when they go down to Washington and fight over it, create all the special interests. Then production goes down, there's a shrinking pie, and they fight over the crumbs. And this is what's happening. I think people are becoming aware of it, that this can't last, that the prosperity we have today is based on borrowed money, depending on borrowing from places like China and Japan, and that we know this is going to end, and I think this is why there's such a receptive ear to the message. And to me it's very exciting, because not only were there a lot more people well informed and anxious to hear this message and anxious to work for it, but the young people who had not heard it before are rallying, they love it, and boy, do they know how to spread the message. There is this little tool called the internet. All of a sudden it gets on the internet and everybody knows what's going on. Just yesterday, I was informed, and I heard that there's now over 1,000 meetup groups in the campaign. You know, not only is the message of liberty popular in all the states and all the cities in this country, but there's actually 22 other countries who are interested in the message of liberty. Very, very encouraging, because the rallies are getting bigger and everybody's interested in what's happening. And of course the one rule I have, and I guess I don't even have to advise you here because it sounds like you've already accomplished this, that if you are involved and you're going to work hard and you're going to go out and campaign and raise money and do all the things necessary if we're going to have a successful campaign, the one rule I have is have fun doing it. But you know, we're facing a lot of crises. We talk about the economic problems that we face, and this foreign policy is so ridiculous. We need to just give up on this whole idea of the empire and just decide that our business is preserving liberty here in this country. The oath of office that we take when we go into the military or into the Congress or become president, that is to uphold the Constitution and both against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We are a very, very powerful country, militarily speaking. In other areas, we're getting weaker and we're insecure and we have to throw our weight around, and I think that is very bad. But since 9/11 has occurred, and since they have totally misinterpreted the cause of 9/11, and because we have done exactly the opposite thing by invading more and more countries overseas, how would we respond if anybody did that to us? I mean, we'd be furious too. But the greatest threat here has been at home when you think of everything that's happened since 9/11. Believe me. All the laws being passed, the rejection of habeas corpus, the warrantless searches, secret prisons, and torture. I mean, this is a very, very bad trend. And I can tell you one thing, I don't talk about my opponents very often, but we don't need somebody that used to be a mayor as the president of this United States. That line before. That's more popular than the other. I tell you what, I am pleasantly surprised at the support we're getting. I'm very pleased that people are interested in this message of liberty. I'm so convinced it's correct. Yes. And I'm absolutely convinced also that if anybody has any human compassion for their fellow man, that it has to be found through liberty. It cannot be found through authoritarianism and the doctrinaire efforts of the federal government. We have been blessed, and we are very lucky that we have lived in this country that has had the greatest document, which we have continually abused. We've had great wealth and prosperity, but we're on the verge of losing it. This was an experiment, something done the only time in all of history, 200 years ago, and it did very well for 100 years or so. But in the last 100 years, we have undermined all those principles, although we have not suffered financially. Today, we're on the verge of the true suffering and the payback of how we have spent beyond our means. So this is an opportunity as well as a challenge, and the challenge is very simple. All political action, all our activities should be designed for the preservation of liberty. If we have our liberties, we will not have to worry about any of our problems.